So the first question is, what does it mean to you to be a good leader?
Okay, I think a good leader is someone who values what other people have to say.
A good leader makes decisions. A bad leader doesn't make any decisions.
Did you get that from Band of Brothers?
I think it's to not only assess your own strengths, but the strengths of those around you, and to the strengths of those who you are trying to help.
When you hear the term self-deception, what do you think of, and what do you think that means?
You blind yourself to the truth.
Yeah, like to shut it out, or say that it's not true because it doesn't fit your...
You kind of make yourself think that you can't do it. It's like the deception of, your mind, I guess, playing with you, saying, yeah, you can't do it because you're not strong enough.
One thing I've thought about recently is the way that the Pharisees reacted to when Christ and John the Baptist came, because they had this mindset of what was right and what they needed to do, and then he came in and told them how it really was, and they weren't really willing to accommodate it.
Who has been a good leader in your life, and what made them such a great leader?
I think one leader that I admired was there was a bishop on a mission that was he kind of modeled the King Benjamin way of leading the ward, and he was always, it seemed like he was doing a large portion of the work, like where home teaching was lacking, he would pick it up and he would go out and find people and he'd visit them. And it was kind of weird because we'd be out missionaries like visiting people, and then we'd run into them all over the place. I'm like, why are you here? Like, you're the bishop, you're supposed to be, I don't know, counting tithing or something.
When I was teaching school, I had a principal that he knew that I was new.
I think my dad probably was a pretty good leader. He always took us to church.
Even though I was a brand new teacher, I had ideas and I had opinions, and he would ask me for those. And yeah, maybe sometimes my ideas weren't as good as some of the other more seasoned teachers who'd been around students a lot longer. But he still valued the things that I had to say.
I think my father a lot. He has worked with many people of many different backgrounds, and I see him as somebody that, while imperfect, he does try.
What do you think it means to be in the box?
In the box?
I don't know anybody personally.
It's the point where we don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
I think we're all kind of like that. It's almost like the natural man of us to just blame others in a way.
One time I remember I was talking to my mom about how women had different phases, and I was really disagreeable with her. I was just more concerned about my thought process being right, because I learned it in science class that day or something, and she was more concerned about making sure that I understood it, and really, I think we were both on the same page.
So it definitely sounds like your father is out of the box.
What's your suggestion to getting out of the box?
Well, you have to realize your mistakes first. You have to realize that you are being blinded or cut off from things.
I never try to beat myself up over it because that doesn't solve anything. I believe I just want to see myself in an honest view, and I ask for feedback.
We don't really think about other people's cultures. If we start to do that, we look outside the box, go travel and go look at other people's cultures and read about them and study about them, then we'll understand what they believe and how they live, and we'll be able to then, move outside the box and think about other people.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
The idea of self-deception and the box, I think, is that a leader can actually, without knowing it, put him or herself in a position where their sense of value as a leader actually comes from disarray among the people who follow them. And that, in fact, if those people were to perform too well and too autonomously, that could actually be threatening to the leader. So I'm valuable because you need fixing. And one of the motives could be that, I want to look powerful relative to the people who are following me, and therefore I may actually prefer that they have difficulty with assignments one that I heard from the time I was a very young man from my father. He's a couple of phrases. Well, one phrase in particular that really stands out is motive is everything. Now, what he's really saying is if you've got an impure motive, nothing else will compensate for that. So when he says motive is everything, I think what he means is motive is the foundational thing. If you've got your motive wrong, nothing else will work. What you really need is you really need the guidance of the Spirit to identify just what heaven wants, and you'll only get that guidance of the Spirit if your motive is pure, and it's purely an intent to serve heaven and your fellow men and women. But even then, your motive has got to be that helping them get the right idea and empowering them. You got to want it for them.
Okay, so on that note, and even maybe relating it to family, for instance, so the players don't live up to their possible potential, or maybe your kids do something it doesn't lead up to their potential either. I can see how that motive would also influence your discipline and your response to that.
Absolutely. So let's think of the prodigal son and the father of the prodigal son. The father of the prodigal son almost certainly knew his son well enough that he knew what would happen if he gave half of the inheritance to his son. So he was willing to empower his son. And then think of his neighbors, or think of his bishops. Think of what it was like, or might have been like for him, and the pressure he might have felt. The son is off living riotously, and the neighbors and ward members must have been whispering, saying, well, that was stupid of him. The prodigal son, of course, is a parable of what Heavenly Father did. And Lucifer was probably saying, like these neighbors that I've hypothesized for the father of the prodigal son, hey, this is irresponsible. What Elohim's proposing is irresponsible. Because you're going to go down there, you're going to have bad experiences, you won't be able to come home. Come with me. I have your best interest at heart. And so a good leader has got to be willing to say, look, this is about the people, and that I'm leading, and above all, what I care about is their welfare and their personal development. And most of the time, you have to say, okay, look, I'm going to be very, very, very cautious, and I'm not going to allow myself to have any personal motive in this. And that's what the Savior did when he offered that agonized prayer in the garden. He recognized his motive was to avoid that pain, and he said, Father, thy will be done.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry for the cell phone spottiness. I hope we get the chance to meet someday.
Yeah, I'll shake your hand next Tuesday.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. So long.